In the heart of the jungle, where silence drips from every leaf and shadows slide through the underbrush, a predator waits, a flicker of orange, a ripple of muscle, a gaze that freezes time. This is the tiger, Panthera tigris, the solitary ruler of the wild. Elusive, powerful, revered across cultures, the tiger is both a symbol of nature's majesty and a reminder of its fragility. In this film, we step into the hidden world of tigers, from the frozen taiga of Siberia to the humid mangroves of Bengal, to witness how they live, how they hunt, how they raise their cubs, and how they struggle to survive. This is the story of a phantom, a whisper in the jungle. This is the tiger. The tiger is a masterpiece of muscle and stealth, nature's perfect predator, painted in fire and shadow. Each tiger is a solitary monarch. It stalks alone, hunts alone, and defends its domain with ruthless precision. But before the roar, there is the silence. At first glance, it is the tiger's stripes that captivate. Each one is unique. No two tigers share the same pattern, but these black bands do more than dazzle. In the dappled light of jungle or grassland, they break up the animal's outline, making a 600-pound predator disappear into the foliage. There are 6 living subspecies of tiger, and their size varies dramatically. The Siberian tiger, or Amur tiger, is the largest, weighing up to 660 pounds and reaching 10 feet in length from nose to tail. The Sumatran tiger, the smallest, is more agile and forest-adapted, weighing around 260 pounds. Bengal tigers, most famously found in India, are powerful and wide-ranging, revered in myth and reality alike. Regardless of subspecies, a tiger's body is built for one thing: the hunt. Their muscular shoulders and long, retractable claws give them crushing grip. Their massive jaws, equipped with canine teeth up to 4 inches long, can pierce through bone and spinal columns in a single bite. Unlike cheetahs or lions, tigers are not sprinters. They rely on ambush. Stealth is their greatest weapon. Each step is placed with care, using heavily padded paws that allow them to move silently through the forest floor. Their hind legs are longer than their front, allowing them to leap forward more than 30 feet in a single bound. In a flash, the jungle's quiet gives way to explosive violence. But the tiger is not only brawn, it's a creature of senses, too. Tigers see exceptionally well in low light, 6 times better than humans, thanks to a reflective layer behind the retina called the tapetum lucidum. This allows them to hunt by night. When prey is least alert, their sense of hearing is acute. Tigers can detect infrasound, low-frequency vibrations that allow them to perceive movements, footsteps, or even other tigers far out of sight. And then there's the roar. A tiger's roar is not just sound, it's shockwave. It can travel nearly 2 miles and is used to warn intruders, declare presence, and mark territory. But most communication is subtler: chuffing, growls, scent markings, and claw marks left on trees. Despite their reputation as loners, tigers are intensely aware of their surroundings and of other tigers nearby. Everything about this animal is built for secrecy, supremacy, and survival. The tiger's kingdom once stretched across the entire Asian continent, from the icy forests of the Russian Far East to the dense jungles of Indonesia, the mountains of Bhutan, and the plains of India. But today, that empire has been reduced to scattered fragments. Where once over 100,000 wild tigers roamed, fewer than 5,000 now remain, scattered across a patchwork of shrinking forests. Despite this loss, the adaptability of tigers remains one of their most incredible traits. Each subspecies has evolved to thrive in a unique environment. By far the most numerous, Bengal tigers inhabit India, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Bhutan. They roam mangrove swamps, open grasslands, dry deciduous forests, and dense jungles, displaying unmatched ecological range. One of the most fascinating populations lives in the Sundarbans, the largest mangrove forest on Earth. Here, tigers swim tidal rivers, hunt crabs, and ambush deer from muddy islands. These tigers are excellent swimmers and more aggressive due to their competitive habitat. In the Russian Far East, where winter temperatures plummet to -40 degrees Fahrenheit, the Amur tiger reigns over taiga and boreal forest. They've adapted to extreme cold with thick winter coats, massive paws for snow travel, and larger bodies that conserve heat. They roam hundreds of miles in search of prey, often relying on solitary boar or red deer. The forests they patrol are nearly silent, and the tiger must be as well, a whisper of flame in a world of white and gray. On the Indonesian island of Sumatra, the Sumatran tiger makes its home among tangled vines and thick rainforest undergrowth. These tigers are smaller, more agile, and better at climbing trees than their mainland cousins. Their habitat is also among the most endangered, threatened by palm oil plantations and illegal logging. Every tree cut down brings the jungle's shadow one step closer to extinction. Less well known but no less vital are the Malayan and Indochinese tigers. They roam parts of Malaysia, Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, and Cambodia, often in mountainous or hilly forest terrain. The South China tiger, once common throughout China, is now functionally extinct in the wild, unseen in decades. Captive breeding programs are all that stand between it and oblivion. Wherever it lives, the tiger is what scientists call a keystone species. Its presence shapes entire ecosystems. By preying on herbivores like deer, boar, and wild cattle, tigers regulate grazing pressure, allowing forests to regenerate and thrive. In their absence, overgrazing collapses the natural balance, leading to erosion, plant loss, and species decline. Tigers are also umbrella species, protect them, and you protect thousands of others that share their habitat: birds, insects, trees, frogs, and flowers. The tiger's value goes beyond biology. In India and Southeast Asia, it's a cultural and spiritual icon. Depicted in ancient murals, royal emblems, religious texts, and modern conservation campaigns, the tiger is more than a predator. It is a living symbol of wild beauty. But symbols fade and jungles fall silent if we do nothing. The tiger walks alone. Unlike lions or wolves, tigers are solitary by nature. Each adult maintains a vast territory, one that may span 20 to over 150 square miles, depending on habitat and prey availability. These territories rarely overlap and are marked with scent, scratch marks, and even vocalizations like roars or chuffing sounds. Males may tolerate overlapping ranges with several females, but rarely with rival males. Encounters between adult males can be fatal, ending in a blur of claws and teeth. But when the forest is still and the moon is high, a different kind of contact may occur. A tiger's hunt begins long before the kill. Unlike cheetahs, who chase, tigers stalk. They move low through tall grass or forest brush, carefully placing each paw to avoid snapping twigs. Their striped coats blend seamlessly with shadows, masking every movement. They may follow prey silently for minutes or even hours, closing the distance to within 30 feet. Then, with explosive force, they leap. If successful, they deliver a killing bite to the neck or throat, cutting off blood or air in seconds. Their prey may range from deer, wild pigs, and buffalo to crocodiles, monkeys, and even porcupines. Tigers have also been known to swim down prey in rivers, a rare trait among big cats. But success is not guaranteed. In fact, tigers fail in 8 out of 10 hunts. Every meal is hard-won, a balance between patience, precision, and raw power. After the kill, a tiger may drag its prey, often heavier than itself, to a secluded spot, feeding for days while guarding against scavengers. Though solitary, tigers do come together briefly to mate. When a female enters estrus, she calls out with vocalizations that can travel for miles. Males respond by following scent trails and markings. Once they meet, mating is intense, occurring multiple times over several days. The bond is temporary. Once mating ends, the male leaves and the female begins the most critical task of all, motherhood. After a gestation of about 100 to 110 days, the tigress gives birth in a hidden den, usually under thick brush, in a cave or among rocks. She delivers to 2-4 cubs born blind, helpless, and entirely dependent on her. The first few weeks are spent in hiding. The mother barely leaves the den, surviving on fat reserves and short hunts. Any noise, any scent could attract predators, leopards, hyenas, even rival male tigers. By the age of 6 to 8 weeks, the cubs begin to walk and follow their mother short distances. At 3 to 4 months, they start eating meat and watching their mother hunt. They learn by imitation, mimicking her stalking, crouching, and pouncing in playful bursts. These early lessons are vital. Tiger cubs face a high mortality rate. Over 50% die before age 2 due to starvation, accidents, or predation. But those who survive become masters in their own right. At around 18 to 24 months, cubs begin to hunt small prey. By 2.5 years, they leave their mother, setting off to find a territory of their own. This is the most dangerous time in a tiger's life, when the stakes are unforgiving and territory is hard to claim. Many young males wander vast distances before finding a home. Females often settle closer to their mother's range, perpetuating family legacies across landscapes. Tigers are not brute hunters, they are strategists. They recognize patterns in prey behavior. They remember the locations of water holes, migration routes, and kill sites. Some even adjust their hunting times to avoid humans or rival predators. In the Sundarbans, for instance, tigers hunt during high tide when sound is masked by water and prey are forced onto islands. In Russia, tigers cover their kills with snow and return later to feed, protecting the meat from scavengers. Such behaviors aren't instinct alone, they're signs of learning, memory, and flexible thinking. As humans expand deeper into tiger territory, the risk of human-tiger conflict grows. Tigers that lose prey to habitat loss may raid livestock. In rare cases, injured or old tigers, unable to hunt, may become man-eaters out of desperation. These cases are heavily publicized and often tragic. The tiger is hunted, trapped, or poisoned, regardless of its reasons. But for every act of aggression, there are hundreds of tigers who avoid humans entirely, vanishing at the first scent. The truth is, tigers don't want conflict. They want quiet, territory, prey, and safety for their cubs. In their world, every step is survival, and every life, a fragile miracle in fading jungle. The tiger, once a ruler of continents, now finds itself on the edge of extinction. In just over a century, global wild tiger populations have fallen by more than 95%. From over 100,000 to fewer than 5,000, 6 subspecies remain. 3 are already gone: the Bali, Javan, and Caspian tigers, extinct due to hunting, habitat loss, and human pressure. Those that remain survive only because of protection and perseverance. Habitat loss is the tiger's greatest enemy. Forests are razed for roads, farms, mines, and cities. With every acre lost, the tiger's hunting ground, mating territory, and shelter disappears. In Asia, entire tiger corridors have been severed by development. Fragmented populations can no longer find each other to breed, causing inbreeding, genetic decline, and local extinctions. Poaching is a deadly second blow. Tigers are killed not just for their stunning pelts, but for their bones, whiskers, and organs used in illegal traditional medicine and black market trade. One tiger's body can be worth tens of thousands of dollars on the black market. Despite international bans, the illegal wildlife trade continues, fed by criminal networks and consumer demand. Then comes human-tiger conflict. As prey becomes scarce and forests vanish, tigers are pushed toward villages, farms, and livestock. When tigers attack cattle or Aurelia people, they are branded as threats and killed in retaliation. Every conflict, every lost tiger pushes the species closer to collapse. But the tiger is not without allies. Across Asia and beyond, conservationists, scientists, governments, and communities are fighting for its survival. Protected reserves such as India's Ranthambore, Nepal's Chitwan, and Russia's Sikhotalin biosphere have become vital sanctuaries where tigers can live, hunt, and breed safely. In many regions, anti-poaching patrols, equipped with drones, GPS, and night vision gear, are working day and night to deter hunters and traffickers. Community programs are helping villagers coexist with tigers, offering compensation for lost livestock, installing predator-proof fencing, and developing ecotourism ventures that turn tigers into assets, not threats. International collaboration has also grown stronger. The Global Tiger Initiative, launched in 2010, brought together 13 tiger range countries to double tiger numbers by 2022. Some results have been inspiring. India, for example, has seen a slow but steady rise in tiger numbers, from 1,411 in 2006 to over 3,000 today, the largest wild tiger population in the world. Nepal has nearly doubled its tiger population in a decade. In Russia, Amur tigers have rebounded in protected zones, aided by political will and strict anti-poaching enforcement. But these victories are fragile and reversible. The path to tiger survival requires more than good intentions. It demands habitat protection, smart policy, law enforcement, and, most importantly, the will to live alongside wildness. Reconnecting tiger habitats through biological corridors is key. These allow tigers to move between forest patches, find mates, and maintain genetic diversity. Captive breeding, while controversial, may also play a role, especially for critically endangered populations like the South China or Malayan tiger. Public education remains vital. Every awareness campaign, school program, and documentary helps dispel myths and ignite wonder in a new generation. Because ultimately, saving tigers isn't just about saving a species. It's about preserving balance, preserving the idea that there are still places where nature reigns, untamed and unbroken. A world without tigers is a poorer world, but a world that fights for them is one still rich in spirit. In the deepest part of the forest, a tiger walks unseen. Its paws fall silently on ancient paths, its eyes reflecting stars, its breath stirring the dawn. This animal, powerful, solitary, elusive, is more than a predator. It is a symbol of balance, of wilderness, of a world where not everything is ours. Tigers are vanishing, yes, but not yet gone. What we choose now, in our forests, our markets, our laws, and our hearts will determine whether the roar of the tiger becomes only an echo, or a call that endures. There is still time. Time to protect, time to remember, time to let the shadow live on.